mess with me, I'm fine. Just don't look into my eyes. You only gave a bunch of lies, but also gave me life. Now you want me to go hide again.
Hello, welcome back to Violet Intentions. If you're new here, welcome. I am your host, Kaylin. Welcome back to Sacred Technologies, where we explore fun little energetic practices to help us navigate this wild time. Last episode, we practiced with the 3 wisdom centers and the center point that lie within each. If that sings to you, go check it out. And we're going to build upon that in this video. So, little disclaimer before we get started: finding whatever position is comfortable for you. You can lay down, you can sit, you can stand. I recommend sitting if possible, even if it's against a wall or in a chair, some kind of support. This vertical alignment is potent and is really important to develop our capacity to hold this vertical alignment. So finding whatever position that you want to practice in today, we're going to begin by tapping back into those 3 wisdom centers. If you've never done it before, don't worry, we got you. If you've done it a million times, wonderful, you are ready. So taking a deep breath and dropping into your space, into this practice. Placing your hands on your heart, we'll take 3 deep breaths to really land here, to let our body, psyche systems know that we are transitioning from whatever we were doing before this into this practice. So taking a deep breath in. Exhale, letting it go. Another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more like this. Exhale, let it go. You can keep the hands there, you can drop them, whatever feels true for you. Trust your experience. Continuing with these deep breaths, our breath is one of our most powerful tools and is with us in every second, every moment. We're going to begin our practice today by coming into the heart space. So you can imagine that there are 2 nostrils in the center of your heart. And breathe in and out of those nostrils, breathing the breath straight into the heart and straight out of the heart. Calling all of our awareness into our heart space, anchoring in the center of our heart. If you notice yourself wandering, that is totally okay. Just acknowledge it and come back to the heart. Maybe smile at yourself every time you do. So these center points, the middle wisdom center, the heart, which we're working with now, and the upper wisdom center in the forehead, and the lower wisdom center in the pelvic bowl region. These we can think of like anchor points on a grid, right? This like multi-dimensional grid of space-time. These are our location coordinates, and it's really helpful for our energy systems to have these center points, these 0 points, these points of stillness for our energy to come and anchor into. while they are all center points, they act a little bit differently. They do different things because they each hold a little bit of a different energetic density. So the heart is a special one because it is truly this point of equanimity in our body systems. If we think about the breath and the cycle of a breath, right? We inhale and there's this peak of the most that we could possibly inhale. We can sort of think of that as like the upper wisdom center. And then we exhale fully, and there's this lowest point of the breath where we are completely empty with breath and we are almost gasping for air at that point. That we can think of as our lower wisdom center. And then there's this point in the breath which we don't typically notice, but it is completely equal. It is this very center point of the breath where the amount of air in and the amount of air out is exactly equal. It's kind of like the equinoxes in the cycle of the year. That's the heart space. And by the way, while I'm talking and kind of walking us into this journey, we're still breathing into the heart space. We're still anchoring into the heart. The heart in yoga is called Anahata chakra, which is the unstruck sound. Now, our chakra system is a whole other sacred technology that we can work with and probably will work with at some point in time. But to keep it really brief, the way that our chakra system works is the upper wisdom centers, which is everything above the heart. So the throat, the third eye, the crown in the 7 chakra system. Everything that is above the heart spins in a certain direction. In this moment, I want to say it's clockwise. Don't quote me on that. Just know everything above the heart spins in one direction. Everything below the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, those chakras spin in the opposite direction. So if the upper chakras are spinning clockwise, the lower chakras are spinning counterclockwise. And that's because they are different energetic densities. The upper chakras are like air, and the lower chakras are like below the earth or below water, right? It's different energetic densities. The heart is that surface tension. It is that middle point. It is where they collide, where they meet, where they exist together. So the way that I like to imagine it is I think of it kind of like a tornado, where the eye of the storm is in the heart, and then the upper chakras, that tornado is spinning upwards, and then the crown is like the widest part of the tornado, right? And that tornado is spinning clockwise, and it goes up and out the crown and around your entire energetic field. And then same thing with the lower chakras, the eye of the storm of the tornado is in the heart, and the tornado is spinning counterclockwise, and the widest part of the tornado is the root, and that energy is spinning counterclockwise and down, out the root, and then around the energy field. And that's where we kind of get the Taurus, if you know what the Taurus field is. So we have these two opposing spins that our chakras create, and they connect in the heart. So the reason that I'm bringing all of this up is when we're feeling out of whack and out of rhythm, it's literally because our energy it's not aligned. Those tornadoes are kind of haywire, right? The really, really cool thing, which is what we're working with right now, is when we focus on one of these center points. Right now we're doing the heart, we'll do the other two as well. But when we focus on one of these center points, they're points of stillness, they're 0 points. And when we focus all of our energy and intention there and we breathe them and we align one of these center points, the rest of the energy magnetizes into place. It's like a cheat code. So if we focus all of our energy on the heart space and we just bring our energy into the heart space, into the center of the heart, this point that exists, it is already there. And all you have to do is practice attuning to it. So as you attune to it, you are calling your entire energetic field into alignment. It's like a cheat code. So if your tornadoes are going all crazy and haywire and they're all over the place and it's chaotic, your thoughts are racing, your emotions are all over the place, you're like in fight or flight mode. You focus on the heart, you breathe into the heart, and those tornadoes align into place. Their spin calms down. They come into this vertical alignment. And it's not something that you do. It's not a doingness. It's a surrendering and a softening into. So we're focusing our attention on the center point in the middle of the heart, and we're doing that through our breath, by feeling, visualizing, intending that center point in the middle of the heart, those nostrils in the center of the heart, and just breathing there. And that's all that you have to do, is just breathe there. And as you get distracted, as you get caught up and pulled out into the tornadoes, you just call yourself back. It's just a practice. And in this breathing into the center of the heart, there's a softening that occurs. A softening into what's already there, a softening into alignment, a softening into peace, into a grounded center. We're transitioning from doing into being. So all that you have to do is breathe. And guess what? You already breathe all the time anyways. So now you're intending to breathe into the heart. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. That's it. How easy, how beautiful. I should say it's simple, not easy, right? Because sometimes it's really freaking hard. But I always find it really empowering to know that there is one thing that I can do. Just breathe into the heart. That's it. One thing that affects my entire system, my entire energy field. And you'll hear me say this until I am blue in the face, but as we move into this new paradigm, into this new energetic density, our most important priority is our state of being, because that is how we navigate the world now, through harmonic resonance. So when we're crazy and chaotic and all over the place and emotional, we are quite literally calling that into our reality through harmonic resonance. So a practice as simple as breathing into the heart can change your entire state of being, thus the entire reality that you experience. And that is the whole point with this sacred technology series, is to give us these tools to navigate this new energetic density. So we'll take about 1 more minute here in the center of the heart without my words, and just feel for you, trust your own experience. Your body knows this. another moment here. Is there anything else that wants to happen? Anything to see, to sense, to know? We're going to now shift to the lower wisdom center. So with the heart, I find it to be the easiest, most of the time, not always. But why I really like to work with the heart is because you have a tornado on either end. So it really is that true center point. So as you focus on the heart, you're calling each of these tornadoes on either end into balance. When you work with the lower or the upper wisdom center, you're on one of the poles. So now all of that energy is on one side of it. So it's like more force to pull into alignment. And sometimes that can be more challenging. Sometimes it's easier, right? Trust you and trust your own journey. But when in doubt, I find myself going into the heart. It's like it takes less effort because the force is distributed above and below. Versus as we work with the lower wisdom center, all of the force, the entire tornado is now above us. So it's like it requires more effort, more force to pull all of that energy into alignment. In my experience. And I literally imagine it and I feel it as like a tornado. And it's like, if I could grip the eye of the storm and just like root it down in my lower wisdom center, and then you've got the tornado that's like spinning out of control, and it's like, okay, I gotta really hold this thing down here while that thing is flying away. It's just my experience. So bringing our awareness down to this lower wisdom center. Seeing if you can find the center point in your lower wisdom center. So the lower wisdom center is the second and first chakras. It's located down below the belly. Feeling around for that center point. If at any point you have a hard time finding that center point or anchoring in on it, you're getting pulled out or getting lost, you can focus on the sits bones that are touching the earth. You can focus on the hips, the base of the spine, the pelvic bowl. Any of those are great options when working with the lower wisdom center. So pick one, whichever one's easiest, whichever one works best for you in this moment. Just pick one now and stay with it. And in the same way we did the heart with nostrils in the center of the heart, we're going to do that with the lower wisdom center. So breathing straight into the lower wisdom center. See if you can sense into the lower wisdom center, that center point that you chose, and the center of the heart at the same time. And just see how they feel in comparison to each other. Are they directly, vertically on top of each other? Or do they feel a little like diagonal, a little out of alignment from each other? There is no right or wrong here. Just feel what you feel in your body. Sense, visualize, feel into it. And if they feel a little off center, great, because now we have a felt body experience of when our energy is off center, and we can really feel into what it feels like to pull it back in by simply focusing on one or both of these center points. So focus majority of your awareness on the center point in the lower wisdom center that you chose, and still just keep a mild awareness of the heart, but we're really focusing on this lower wisdom center, and just breathe into it. And observe over time how the heart slowly, organically begins to align itself with the lower wisdom center. And remember, it's a softening into, it's a breathing into. We're not doing, we're not forcing, we're not pushing or pulling the heart into alignment. We're just breathing into the lower wisdom center and observing what the heart does organically. Spend about another 30 seconds here. Any last thing that wants to happen. We're now going to come back up to the heart. We're going to do the same thing but slightly different with the upper wisdom center. You can do the same exact thing. You can focus on the upper wisdom center and feel for your heart. I really like to go the other way. I find that my energy often pulls upwards. When there is excess energy in my body, it usually collects in the mind. So I like to focus on the heart with an awareness of the mind and pull it in that way. You're welcome to try whatever you like, but that's what we're going to work with today. But just know that you can do both. You really can do anything you want. So coming into the heart space, breathing into those nostrils just like we did. We spent a lot of time here, so it should be really easy. Just go there, just jump right back in. You got this. Breathing into the heart. And see if you can travel upwards from the heart into the third eye. And notice if the path curved at all. Notice if you went directly 180 degrees vertical, or if you went off to one side or the other a little bit. Everything is welcome. It's totally okay. We're just observing where we're at. What is authentically true for us. And take a minute to Find that center point in the third eye, in the upper wisdom center. That point between the brows, about 2 inches back into your head. See if you can really focus there. Like put all of your attention, all of your energy into focusing there for 30 seconds. All of your focus, all of your attention. Right here, right now. Focus. In this focusing, we're calling all of the mind energy, the tornado of the upper wisdom center, to coalesce around center, to organize itself around center. Now from here, drop from the mind back into the heart. And is it a little straighter this time? See if you can hold the center point in the mind and the center point in the heart together at the same time. Okay, we're gonna get a little crazy here. Can you bring your consciousness to the center point in the mind, the center point in the heart, and the center point in the lower wisdom center all at the same time? Just feel for these 3 dots in space and where they exist in relation to each other. Give you about a minute here to explore holding all 3 of these wisdom centers, these center points at the same time. About 20 more seconds here. Anything else that wants to happen, anything to be known, seen, felt, sensed. We'll just go ahead and let that go. Coming back to the body. Coming back to this video, the space that you're in. Thank you for practicing with me today. I would love to hear your experience in the comments below. If you liked this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. It helps me out so much and means so much to me. I love you all so much. I'll see you next time.
Ready when you touched me, I thought I see the stars. Remember when you